What's going on, man? Welcome back to the basement. I'm Ron, and today we got a special one. It's Labor Day. It is also the BSMT Invitational Tournament. Always a very, very fun draft that we do here on the channel. We have a bunch of people that are out here on the Patreon supporting the content. And we have 4 leagues. It's a tournament setup where every league has its own draft. There is 4 leagues, and they all meet together. All of the playoff teams meet together. It's a $100 buy-in, $1,000 to first place, full PPR. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We need to set the order. I'm pulling this up now. This is what has to happen. All right. So, let me show this. Here is, I hope I'm not exposing anybody in the league chats, but this is what's going to happen now. Okay, so 757. We are going to go through, randomize the order in each. All right, there is our first league. Number 4. Randomized. Number 3, set order, randomize. Then we have number 2, set order, randomize. And then we have number 1, randomize. Boom. Where are we? The 7th spot. All right, that's fun. But here are all of the rooms. It should be 1 minute on the clock for each person when they're drafting. It's full PPR. Oh, let me get this out of here. My bad. It's full PPR. No, and it's not a $500 big dog. That's my bad, fellas. But full PPR, 2 wide receiver, 2 flex spots. It's set up like these high-stakes tournaments that I do and I stream on here where the waivers only have, it's like a fab budget. They only roll twice a week. It's literally set up like a small field tournament of the stuff that we draft on here. It is a very, very fun setup. All right, I'm just making sure everybody seems to be here. At 8 p.m. sharp, I will be starting them all. I'm going to pull up my rankings on the side here. I will get better in terms of how I'm going to broadcast this, in terms of where I'm going to put my head. But here we are. We'll see how this goes. Usually, I will say, historically speaking, I do awful in these. Everybody in this league has my rankings. They subscribe to the Patreon. They know who I want, what players I'm taking. It is almost always a shit show for me. So, here we go. Counting down. What else do we got in here? We got Bull the Knicks fan. We got Meatwad in here. We got all the fellas in here. Going to be trying my best to make a good team. But like I said, I usually get killed in these. But, all right, Mr. Drinks on me. All right, here we go. We're going to start each and every single one. Boom. First one started. Well, let me turn off the volume. We'll start this one up. Start this one up. And fellas, we are off to the races. I hope that there is no issues, no holdups. I have my phone here in case if anything is going wrong. I will say, phone is getting blown up by the, picks in these leagues. 1 minute on the timer. Let me know if any of you guys are in these leagues and you're having issues. Just say something in the chat and I'll figure it out. Usually we do just fine. We got Ray Gill in here. That's a previous champ. He's in this league with us. Let's see. But yeah, as you guys can see, in terms of the roster setup, it is 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, 2 flex spots, and then 8 bench spots, no defense. Kind of like a modern... Wait a second. Hold on. Only one of the drafts is 1 minute? Oh, shit. All right. Hold on. Can I shorten this to 1 minute real quick? All right, good catch. Whoever saw that. All right, my bad. All right. So, Bijan's gone. Brees is gone. All right, with the Jamar Chase stuff, I guess I'll just go Amon-Ra St. Brown. Let's see what comes back to us. All right, thank God. That's actually a really good chat. Like I said, anything that's like off in any of these drafts, just let me know in the chat, and I'll get around to it. Actually, very glad we caught that earlier. All right. So Tyreek's gone from the 7th spot. We got, what the hell is this? What is this like? Oh, Ray Gill gave me a shit? What is this, sleeper? This is insane. No, not tight end premium. No, sir. Just normal. All right, there goes Jamar Chase. He does not slide at all in the first one. I will say I can peek around, but I also get like a slight advantage from kind of seeing what's going on in other drafts, so I don't want to look too much. But I guess anybody who's drafting is also watching the stream and can see. You saw that I randomized it. We also have my little brother in one of these pods. He was set on coming in. He says all of my drafts are mid. He said that he can beat my patrons or my subscribers very easily. So I said, he wanted to join this. I told him that there was a couple spots open. So we'll see what the boy can do. We'll see what the boy can do, man. Oh, geez. I'm not showing this entire thing at all. All right. All right, hold on, fellas. My bad here. There we go. Wow. Yep, he paid in full. He is. I call my little brother, but he's like freshman year of college, so he's a grown person. Oh yeah, I should have mentioned that it's $100 buy-in. $100 buy-in. Every league has its own playoffs, and then within those playoffs are the overall playoffs. So you can win first place in your own league and win like $250 on a $100 buy-in, and then also win the overall and win $1,000. And you can double it for like $1,250. He is in his room, locking in, drafting. Who knows what rankings he's using from where. But he's going to try. I told him, man, I don't even do well in these leagues. This is, to me, some of the sharpest drafters in the entire world. ADP is kind of out the window in these. I can't say that. I don't have any ADP pulled up. I just simply have my rankings. I figure this is what most people are going to be drafting off of in here. Yeah, I'll make my pick and then I'll show that. I'll show that side. All right, we have Waddle go off the board early second. Fuck your ADP. He's using Fantasy Pro rankings. Nah, he's using the ESPN default. Let's see. I got two guys that I'm fine with here. Full PPR. No tight end premium. Are you able to download your own rankings into Sleeper like how Underdog lets you? I don't believe so. I don't think so. I could be wrong. After this pick, we'll check in on some other drafts. And I will say, anybody who's drafting in these and also watching, like I said, I don't want to get an unfair advantage of looking at other draft boards and seeing what players go where, but they all should be drafting at the same time. And you guys can watch the stream as well. And I think it's probably good TVs. Or good TV. All right, this guy's dripping it all the way down, Banks. What do you got, brother? Jeez, he's dripping it all the way down. Is he going to get auto-picked? All right, he gets Kelsey, and he's on auto now. Hope everything is okay. I don't really think there's anything to be done. All right, he's back. He's typing. I'll be a nice guy if he says it's actually an accident. I'll be a nice guy if he can get a pick in here. wants Devontae? All right, that's fine. Oh, jeez. All right, give me 2 seconds. All right, now I'm on the board. Wide receiver is actually enticing. I know that I'm going to get locked out of running back in this room, but this has been my guy all summer. We are going to go Devon Achane. We just have to. It was too early. It was too early to want to have an autoed pick there. Let's see. My brother going hyper high T, JT Saquon out the gate. What else is going on here? Nothing else really all that crazy. Bunch of high T starts out of the 12 spot, to be honest. All right, so there goes ETN. Somebody take Breece Hall at 101. Am I throwing if I dropped the Hall at 101? Honestly, no. Honestly, no. I don't know. I know I'm going to get locked out of receiver bad in this format, but it is tough to pass on Achane there. We shall see how that looks later on, because I do wonder if there's going to be running back values I like later, but I mean, the fact that we're seeing Kyren in the second round, ETN in the second round, maybe this won't be as running or wide receiver heavy as I thought. You've been getting Achane in the 3rd and 4th round? Jeez, man. Thoughts on betting lines for Achane at 750 yards? I don't know. It could definitely, like, are you saying, like, does that concern me from a projection standpoint? Am I betting on that myself? I would just say with him, the way that he wins is kind of unconventional. He might get a lot in the receiving game. He might score a lot of touchdowns. I do probably like the over there, but I also am not in the business of giving out gambling picks, I suppose. I do see a super chat. I'll get to it in a second here. So Olave went, Drake London, ETN, Nico Collins, Kyren Williams, DJ Moore, Ayuk at the turn here. There goes Cup. All right, it's going to be one of those drafts, huh, fellas? I really can't believe I'm getting a poop emoji for Amon-Ra St. Brown from Ray Gill there. Super chat. I appreciate the super chat, Matthew. Full PPR, do I flex Najee versus Atlanta? Or, God damn it, fellas. I start my week 1 prep tomorrow. I got to be honest with you. Najee versus Atlanta or Worthy this Thursday. Probably Najee for me. I would lean Najee just with the idea of, like, we don't know what Worthy's going to look like in game 1. Warren's pulled hamstring means probably a lot of Najee in week 1. Yeah, it could go Najee over Chuba and then Worthy in the flex as well. It's tough. I haven't looked at it all together. But I don't know. It is a really good matchup for Worthy, and without Marquise Brown, he should be startable. But I do just have some, you don't want to eat a 0 because you wanted to start the sexy rookie who, we haven't seen play yet. Worthy over Chuba to feel something. Yeah, you could absolutely do that still, though. I think I'm Najee over Chuba regardless is what I'll say. I think that it probably comes down to Chuba versus Worthy in your flex spot. I think I'd probably go Worthy there, to be honest. All right, there goes Neighbors. Good Neighbors pick. There goes Josh Allen off the board. There goes Rashee Rice. Putting your nuts on the table. All right, let's see. There's a couple of guys I'd like here. I think that this probably has to be Debo. Yeah, we'll just take Debo and keep it pushing, I think. Yeah, that's fine by me. So we go Debo, Rashee Rice before us. Everything seems pretty normal here. We got high T starts out of the 12 spots across the board. Kelsey off the board in the 3rd round in the number 4. Josh Jacobs at the 301. Love to see it. Someone poop emoji all of Ron's picks. How are subscribers selected for this? This was, if you've been subscribed to the Patreon, I put it out there. It was first come, first serve. All you had to do was paying the league safe out the gate. I know some people complain. I do feel bad. It's only, I mean, it's 48 spots. Like most listener leagues out there are 12 spots, but I have it for 48. I think that's like enough so that it's a lot for me to handle in terms of like facilitating leagues and figuring stuff out, but then also not too much, or not too little. But like the league safe, it didn't fill. There was about 20. It was about a 24-hour window you could have paid. It was just I put a post on Patreon, $100 league safe, first come first serve. The first 48 that pay in, and like I said, it didn't fill for about like 24 hours. So anybody who wanted to get in really bad, definitely got in. There goes Josh Jacobs off the board. Devontae Smith is gone. All right, we'll see what happens here. I don't think Neighbors has the worst quarterback in the league. I think people really underrate Daniel Jones and Brian Dable. There goes Jalen Hurts. It's a fun pick. I will say the format with Sleeper, definitely you're going to see onesies get pushed up a bit for sure. Kelsey in the first and the Neighbors at the 6-7 turn. Yeah, my buddy was saying he had a home league draft today, and he was amazed by what goes on in there. He was saying like 7th round T. Higgins, 7th round Jalen Waddle, which then brings me to ask who the hell was even going before that. What else we got in here? If I take it one for all the marbles, I'm personally on McCaffrey, but certainly some risk there. I think that there's 5 players you can go with. We doing all 4? Yeah, they're all going back to back right here. These are all the leagues. This is number 4. This is number 3. This is number 2. And this is number 1. There goes Pacheco off the board. Wow, Andrews tight end 1 to secure the Lamar stack, huh? I can respect it. Is Jamar Chase going to play? You got him in the 2nd round? I personally still think, man, that he's going to, man, I really think that he signs like right before, like I genuinely think that he could sign like Saturday night. As crazy as that sounds, I really do. Like I think it could be some like crazy buzzer beater. Wow, the big dog is still out there. Nobody has taken him yet. So James Cook went. There goes Kelsey. This is a tough one for Banks here. Plans for Sunday. Love to get the fellas together. Honestly, not sure yet. Now, this is very tough, dude, with Derrick Henry staring me down on the board. Derrick Henry staring me down on the board. I got to be honest, in this room, I still don't think I can do it. I'm actually going to take T. Higgins here. I'm just going to take T. Higgins. Man, it stings to pass on Derrick Henry. If I didn't already take Achane, I would take Derrick Henry here just for fun. But I can't do it. I can't. This room's going to punish me bad for it. Yeah, we're going to go T. Higgins. I think T. Higgins is kind of getting slept on right now. Like, I have him and Stephon Diggs, like, almost right next to each other back to back. I do think as the Jamar Chase stuff becomes more and more of an issue, that T. Higgins starts to become, you know, like, I don't think the market is accurately pulling him up the board the way he should be right now. Like, if we're going to let Chase keep on slipping or be concerned about Chase, like, we should be moving up T. Trade Deontay Johnson and Trey McBride and DJ Moore. Mark Cleveland, I appreciate the super chat, but I'm not sure what's on the other side of that deal, you know? I'm a bit confused what's on the other side of that. Like, I assume that it's Deontay Johnson and Trey McBride for DJ Moore. I don't know. I'm curious where you guys are at on the King Henry. People wanted me to go Derrick Henry there. I get it. I get it. In this room, I'm telling you, I'd get punished for it. If I didn't take HN, I would have taken him. Yeah, chat wanted Derrick Henry, huh? Trade Deontay Johnson and McBride for DJ Moore and Jake Ferguson. Let's see. Trade Deontay Johnson, McBride for DJ Moore and Jake Ferguson? Probably not. I'd probably just hold on to McBride there. So Tank Dell gone. Worthy gone. Another super chat. You had Tyreek Hill with pick 2. Took an A-chain around 3. Will I regret this? No. I think you're fine there. I know I get that question a ton of like, oh, I took this. Is it a big deal? Should I be concerned? I think that you're going to be fine. King Henry top 5 RB season. I could see it. I don't know, man. There goes Pickens. Huh. Man, Zay Flowers versus Kyle Pitts here is really tough. I think I'm just going to go Kyle Pitts and see what comes back, though. Yeah. We'll go 5th round Kyle Pitts. I knew onesies would go early here. I'm telling you, if I went Derrick Henry here, it would have been kind of tough sliding the rest of the way. Like, now I feel good about 3 receivers. We'll kind of figure out what I throw the rest at. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I'm curious where Derrick Henry goes in the other leagues here. Derrick Henry went 307 here. Derrick Henry went 312 here. Derrick Henry went 307. Wow, so that was the latest he went, was in our league. Very interesting. I don't think T. Higgins would have been there next round. Would you trade Achane for Gibbs straight up? Probably not. I mean, like, I prefer Gibbs over Achane. Feels a little drastic, but probably. I guess I probably would. Yeah, you do. I mean, I have them both in the same tier. Like, I have him ranked slightly ahead, but it's like, I don't know. But yeah, like, this is a league, fellas, where Roma Dunze is going at the 5'11". So I think it's really tough to say, you know, that I shouldn't have prioritized wide receiver early. Like I said, I think it was the Achane pick. Maybe should have started with 3 straight receivers. I could have gone Drake London here, and then instead of T, go Derrick Henry as like our RB1, but I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't really see Drake London as a massive, massive difference from the other guys we also got. And I would have felt more squeamish about Kyle Pitts there too. Who should you start in the flex? Tank Dell or Jaden Reed week 1? I appreciate it. Probably. I gotta be honest, I don't even know who Houston's playing. You guys got me. I don't know, fellas. I do appreciate the super chat, guys, but I'm just gonna be honest. Like I'm starting my week 1 research tomorrow. So I really don't have great answers for you guys. My gut would say Jaden Reed. I'm not sure yet. That is a close call. There goes Jaden Reed. There goes Montgomery. See what gets back to us here. Wow, Banks is holding strong on his 0 RB builds here. I do respect it. So that our leagues are weird. People don't know how to draft. I would argue it's the opposite, but I get it. Got a couple of ideas. I'm not in love with all of them, though. There goes Kamara. And Mixon's staring us in the face, but I just can't do it. For me, it comes down to Deontay Johnson or Calvin Ridley. I don't think I have either yet. Oh, Calvin Ridley went. Okay, so that actually makes my choice easier. We're going to go Deontay here then. Yeah, this is a tough one. We'll go Deontay. Kamara fell in the 6th. Yeah. We're all amateurs drafting teams here. I suppose. I'm going to review the 4 leagues. I'll definitely look over them. I'll definitely give them a look. All right, there goes Christian Watson. Why is this draft so wide receiver heavy? Because it's a subscriber league. Yeah, it's full PPR start. 2 wide receivers, 2 flex. I'm telling you, the funny part is too with even I think that people have to understand, even with the idea of drafting wide receivers through the flex, the whole point is plus 1 or 2 on your bench that you feel good about, because you get in a spot, man, where you can even build these teams where you draft 4 receivers through 6 rounds, and like they're not all gonna hit. You're not gonna hit the nuts, and every single one's gonna be really good. Like it's just not how it's gonna work. So it's like, sure, I could have taken Derrick Henry and gotten Zay Flowers, so I have like a similar tier receiver, but then that's one less receiver. Now I'm taking him here. I'm missing out on Kyle Pitts, so then I'm down at a tight end. It just all kind of compounds. All right, there goes Kyler and Stroud. There goes James Conner. JSN's off the board. I will say it is really nice to just have a nice, I mean, $100 is definitely still a pretty big buy-in, but much less pressure than what we've been dealing with the past few days here. Nope, this is a real draft. What else is in here? These crappy Mickey Mouse 4-bats as the holdup. It's just full PPR, 2 wide receiver, 2 flex. I think that's pretty standard. My home league with my home league buddies is just simply 2 wide receiver, 2 flex, half PPR. I feel like it's pretty vanilla. It's like, I don't know, the only time that like you need to be drafting running backs is in a standard league, or 2 wide receiver, 1 flex. Is definitely a different beast in terms of just like getting running backs in early. But it's tough. Like I'm telling you, I drafted like, you can draft receivers through the flex, and like I can't stress enough, like the season is brutal, man. Like the season by week 9, you look at your receivers and you're like, holy shit, man. Like, again, you can hit the nuts. You can draft 3 wide receivers in the top 20. Everybody can. But the idea is loading up so that you don't find yourself in a tough spot. All right, there goes Swift. It's a good Swift pick. After we make this next pick, we'll check in on the other leagues. Let's see. So Mixon went. Swift is off the board. There goes Keenan Allen. Good pick. Mickey Mouse format. That is fun. Team 1 is cooking. Yeah, Team 1 is cooking. I'll give him that. McCaffrey then follows it up with more Ayuk, a 412 McBride, which is actually pretty sweet. Tank Dell, JSN, Brian Thomas Jr. That's actually really nice. There goes McConkey. Ferguson goes, and now pretty much the last receiver that I like before the wide receiver cliff to me is Keon Coleman. So, I mean, 7th round Keon Coleman sounds sort of ridiculous, but he's not making it back. To me, he's the last like good upside swing at rookie wide receiver, or just wide receiver in general. And then wide receivers kind of fall off a cliff for me. So my whole strategy has been around getting in wide receivers through the flex plus 1. Was honestly really hoping for Keenan Allen, I don't think that there's any way he was getting back to me, but that was the guy I really wanted. But yes, now we have Amon-Ra St. Brown, Debo Higgins, Deontay Johnson in the flex, and then we just have one extra wide receiver in Keon Coleman, And everything else is kind of sketchy, man. Like, I'm not crazy about any of these other receivers. A lot of them are old. A lot of them are, some of them are hurt, you know, like Hopkins and Hollywood Brown. So I don't know. That's why I was being very careful with the picks that went away from running back or from away from wide receiver. And if this was Derrick Henry, sure, we could have taken wide receiver, but then all of a sudden we're weak at tight end. And I don't know. Good Burrow pick. I knew, Banks, I don't know if you're watching. I knew you were going to go Burrow. If Coleman went, I was going to take Burrow just to stack to T and kind of shield you off there, but no, sir. I have no quarterback stacks coming to me at this point. So I don't know. Definitely could have played the board and been like, all right, maybe we take Derrick Henry, and then we could have taken one of like Ingram, Bowers, and Njoku on the way back. But I do like Pitts a bunch. These experts have no clue what they're talking about. I do love it, man. Would you still draft like this if the format was happy BR? Honestly, yeah. Yeah, I would. Are you saying Mike Evans' projections are higher or lower than his ADP? Also, I definitely missed a couple of super chats I'm going to get to right now. Teams 10, start 7. You're drafting now Amon-Ra St. Brown, Marvin Harrison Jr., H.A. in London. Oh, yeah. That's sweet. How can I make this better for you guys? All right. So Aaron Jones goes. So I guess that's the decision point, is banking that we get an elite tight end to come back here. And we take an elite tight end in 8. We take Derrick Henry here and then Zay Flowers here. But I don't know. That's just kind of, we're paying up at RB2, downgrading at tight end. I think there's a case for either. I think it comes down to how high you are on Higgins, Pitts, Derrick Henry. And then we have this one here. I appreciate the super chat, Timothy Oliveira. Dak, Chase, Adams, Kyron Williams, Javonte Williams, McBride. Your flex is Waddle, Goff, Teagan, Spears. Yeah, Teagan's off the bench. That's all you really have to tell me. Corum off the bench, Spears off the bench. Yeah, that's a sweet team. All right, so let's see. Ray Gill said he's cooking. Ray Gill, I will say as well, the funny part is Ray Gill was the first inaugural winner of this league, and this is his team so far. He has actually won one of these. He won out of 48 people. All right, so Najee went. Aaron Jones went. Ramondre goes. There goes Sutton. I got to get back on my P's and Q's here. Mostert went. It was Addison. Good pick. Shakir. Oh my God, you're kidding me, Banks. God, that sucks. Oh, that sucks bad. All right. I can never get Javonte to come to me, bro. All right. I haven't taken this guy yet. I think he makes sense here. God, this hurts. Oh, this hurts. But in a league like this, he has to get taken here. Come on down, Zamir White. Oh, come on down, Zamir White. That stings bad. All right. Man, I really wanted Javonte there. Zamir White's like a 5th-round pick in your home league. Perfect, projectable RB2 on this team. I don't know. I think that was a running back pick. You could have talked me into quarterback. People wanted Pollard. I don't know. I'm not huge into Pollard. I honestly have Zamir White ahead of him. Like, fellas, I don't, like, trust me, I like Zamir White as much as you guys like Zamir White. But in the 8th round is pretty ridiculous. Like, he's going to be a really nice starter week 1. We get sniped. Man, that Javonte snipe feels bad, man. There goes Pollard. Would you have taken Brooks? Probably not, no. What's the team looking like so far? We have Amon-Ra St. Brown, Devon Achane, Deebo Samuel, T. Higgins, Kyle Pitts, Deontay Johnson, Keon Coleman, Zamir White. God, this Javonte. I keep getting sniped on Javonte. I saw from a mile away, too. I knew he was doing 0 RB. This was going to be a running back pick no matter what. Whatever. That's fine. Time to soothe the pain by looking at Zamir White's week 1 projections. There goes B-Rob. Pollard's gone. J-Mo goes. Chase Brown pick. Nice. Here's how the other leagues are looking right now. If anybody is curious, this is number 4, number 3, number 2, and then us right here. Man, that's a really good Njoku pick. If I knew the tight ends would fall like this, I probably would have done the same. Chase Brown's gone. Njoku's gone. Goes Brooks. Good pick. Bowers. Good pick. There's Warren. Another good pick. Fully expecting Dak here for Baki. Just going to put that out there. What's it going to be? Yeah, everyone's shitting on the Zamir White pick in terms of emoji. Crazy. There goes Singletary. And look, we're going to get the guy that some people wanted at the last... Or not, actually nobody wanted this guy at the last one. Or no, we're not. I'm a fucking idiot. We're going to get Zach Moss. Alrighty. Zach Moss, come on down. These are some dusty-ass RB2s, man. For some reason, I really thought that... I really thought Tyjae Spears was still on the board. I did not catch that second pick there. Tight ends aren't falling in your room? Huh. Which one are you in? There goes Hollywood Brown. Dak. Good pick on Dak. Why do you hate Ford so much? I'm just not. I just don't understand the appeal. Like, why would I take him over Moss? Moss isn't in a spot where Nick Chubb is going to come back to full health. He is on a better offense. Projected for more scoring. Behind a fine offensive line. I don't know. I have him in the next tier. Me personally. I do. No way you take Moss over Jerome Ford. I mean, Chase Brown's potentially better than Moss, but Zach Moss is also potentially better than Chase Brown. Like, that's 100% in the cards as well. Man, that's a good Dontavion Wicks pick. So Wicks goes, Palmer goes, Lockett goes. Goes Myers. Let's see. Jacoby Myers gone. Eckler gone. Damn, Corum's a good pick. Was Cooks. Trying to think about what I'm going to do here. Man, I would have loved to get Corum on the way back there. I'll just be honest with everybody. Let's see. So he goes Curtis Samuel. People want Ford so bad. But I think I'm just going to take unstacked. I mean, Jordan Love in the 10th unstacked, I think I'm fine with. I was debating getting cute. Actually, no, I'm going to chill. Let's go with Jerome Ford. I'm fine with that. I was debating it. Jordan Love goes to Baki. Good pick. Baki, his heart probably sank there. Look, everybody wanted Jerome Ford in the last pick. We got both of them. We're building up our RB2s. We're fine. I think there's going to be some weeks where we even want to flex one of these guys. Why not Gus there? I don't know. I just don't think Gus is that good. I don't think he's that good. I think you're also going to be looking at, man, people really like Gus. I mean, he's like 29 years old. You have Dobbins in that backfield. You have Vidal. Jerome Ford is the clear one, at least for now. Said you love pushing tight end there? I was never looking at tight end. Wow, there goes Leggett. Good pick. Oh, I got it. I see what you're saying. I don't know. We'll see. I might have tempted fate there, but I don't think so. I think we'll be okay. I think people don't understand that when you just look at Gus Edwards' touchdowns and his yards per carry, a lot of that is influenced by Lamar Jackson. A lot of it, man. He opens up the rushing game. Every running back that has played with him, you can even look back to I'm trying to think, even Dusty Mark Ingram, even every back that they've had in that backfield benefits from the wide open rushing lanes. But I just think I would rather bet on the Chargers offensive line with J.K. Dobbins and Kamani Vidal. That's my take. I don't know. I haven't gotten Jerome Ford yet. Every time he's on the board, the chat begs me to take him every time. I figured I couldn't go wrong with it. Yeah, exactly. And for that reason, I can't predict it, confidently. So I'd rather just take the cheaper options is kind of where I'm at. All right, let's see. Okay, there's some super chats that I've missed. 2 quarterback league at the 102 today. Some advice. Go QB at the 102. Certainly go QB there. After that, though, it's tough to say. You can see what comes back in the 2-3 turn. You could potentially go with another elite quarterback. You might be able to have a pretty sweet start of Puka will be there. A-Chain will probably be there. Gibbs might even fall. You can sometimes get some really, really sick position players to come back in that second round after everybody scoops up the quarterbacks. There's Jalen Wright and Caleb. There's Polk. Good snag on Polk. I'll give you that. And then what? Should I trade CMC for Achane and Nico Collins? No, I'd hold there. 12-man PPR with pick trades. Richardson, Kyron Jacobs, CeeDee Lamb, Moore, Godwin, Andrews, Walker in the flex, Deontay on the bench, Coleman on the bench. Yeah. I mean, that's a sick team. 12-man PPR, I mean, that's insane. A 12-man team looking like that. GG's is all I can really say. I will say, knowing the wide receiver thirst in this league, I do wish maybe instead of Ford going with an AD Mitchell or Leggett, knowing you scoundrels are scooping them up. But I'm fine with it. We have 5 good receivers. We'll figure out the rest later. Oh damn! Nobody said. I mean, I gotta update the rankings and move down Ricky Pearsall now that I'm looking at it. Jeez. Nope. All right, there goes Chubb. There goes Downs. Good Downs pick. Yeah, if I could go back, I take a wide receiver over Ford there. Just any of the rookies. But we're going to go with Jaden Daniels here. I think unstack Jaden Daniels in the 11th round. Now, you could certainly look at this side of the board and say, well, Burrow's here, Dak is here, Hurts, Lamar, Richardson. Why not try and push him? I don't know. My concern is that, to be honest with you, even with a quarterback already, 12th round Jaden Daniels is a pretty absurd value to pass on, so I just didn't even want to really play with fire there. But I'm very happy to take... I mean, Jaden Daniels in the 11th round is sick. But yeah, like I said, I almost wish instead of Ford, I just took a receiver. If I could have taken Leggett or A.D. Mitchell there, knowing I was going to take a quarterback here. Tough to have the hindsight, though. I didn't think anyone was going to take Xavier Leggett in the 10th round. I'll give you that. That is nuts on the table right there. But it's hilarious. It's like, I don't know. I'm using my rankings thinking that, oh, you know, like in usual drafts, these rookie receivers will... you know, what am I trying to say here? But yeah, you'd think, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll get one of the rookie receivers in round 12 and I'll be all right, but no, sir. Yeah, there's a lot of good running backs still out there that nobody's taking. I think everybody feels pretty squeezed on wide receivers and just scooping up anything. So yeah, these rooms are always tough. Yeah, caved the chat on Ford and regretted it. Yep. But I think honestly, like, I don't love having running backs in my flex spot, but like if I flex Ford a week or Moss a week, like these are still legitimate, you know, flex options that I'm fine with. Rashid Shaheed. Demario Douglas goes. Michael Wilson off the board. There goes Dobbins, good pick. Yeah, I mean, I have Caleb over Daniels, but also he was not available to me. Why not stack Brock? I don't really like Brock Purdy in a 12-person format. I just think he's probably not all that great. And I can just grab him as, like, I'll probably have two quarterbacks in this team with Jaden Daniels. But to be fair, as I'm saying, like, oh, I kind of regret it. Like, to be completely fair, in terms of, like, weekly projections, A.D. Mitchell and Xavier Leggett are much lower than Ford. There goes Jaleel McLaughlin. This is going to be kind of a crazy pick here, but he's not coming back, and I feel set pretty much everywhere else. Yeah, this is one I don't know how you guys are gonna like, but this room is giving me no choice. This is the kind of room we're in right now. You have to adapt to where you're at. So Jalen McMillan, come on down, buddy. There he is, 12th round Jalen McMillan. That's the kind of room we're in. Look, if Leggett's a 10th round pick, McMillan's a 12th round pick, and I won't hear otherwise. All right, there goes Zeke. Is the crazy ambassador cover completely blown? I mean, not in that league, but I don't know. Who truly knows? There goes Adam Thielen. Yeah, I mean, if Adam Thielen's going off the board, I'm very comfortable with where we're at. There's Ty Chandler. Like, people tell me, live a little more, stop caring so much about ADP. 12th round Jalen McMillan. Get right with you. I knew he wasn't coming back. I knew he wasn't coming back, and I promise you that. Sure, projections. That's pretty much what I'm saying. Just like, I want a rookie wide receiver swing, but in probably like 80% of simulations, like Ford is outscoring Leggett, like you said. Yeah, that's the kind of room you're going to get in these subscriber leagues. And it's why it's like, you're going to get running back values early, but you have to be very particular with how you go about it. Yeah, we're getting 12th round Jermaine Burton now. Yeah. Man, okay. I'm kind of exposing my rankings here because I usually never get this deep in my wide receiver bag ever. But Ricky Pearsall and Jahan Dotson both need to get moved down for sure. Malachi Corley, that's a great pick too, man. I blame all on Pressure Life, whoever this is. Go and Xavier to get a 10th. You started a movement here. So how many more rounds we got left here? We got 4 more rounds left. All right, time to be very particular with how we do this here. Goes Marshawn Lloyd, good pick. So Chuba Hubbard, McLaughlin, Dobbins, but it's like, every time I wish I just went pure 0 RB, to be honest. If this was London here instead of Achan, we could have definitely gone with something pure, but just knowing the kind of running back values late, like Ford in the 10th, Moss in the 9th. Like, if my 2 running backs were Zamir White and Moss, I'd honestly be fine with it, but especially in a tournament like this, I do like the idea of just, like, monster weeks from, wow, we're going Luke McCaffrey in the 13th. Alrighty. So that's where we're at here. I have to assume chat's not going to like any of that. That's my 200th ranked player. There goes Hawk. Good pick on Hawk. Yeah, and these are always fun to get exposure to players that I'll never take in normal rooms. Like, I'm never going to get a Zamir White share, but in this room I will. This is a June underdog draft. Damn, that guy got auto-picked, but Kamani Vidal was actually a pretty damn good pick. Your first RB was round day Chase Brown? Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, Henry Mudo. Right, let's see. So Kamani Vidal went off the board. Still have, the highest ranked receiver right now is Gabe Davis. Oh yeah, the other 3 rooms, it's just tough. I gotta be honest, the other 3 rooms, it's honestly been tough with, the 7 spot is probably one of the worst spots I could have gotten for wanting to, like, check in on other rooms. Let me make this pick, and then we'll do it. I will say, all right, there goes Algier. You're a Gabe Davis truther. I'm delayed. By how much? We're dripping the clock down. All right, there goes Gibson. Good pick on Ray Davis. know who I'm going to take here? I think it makes sense. Actually, yeah, I think this is what we're going to do. There's another running back I like on the board, but I think that this one makes the most sense. Am I an idiot and he got taken or no? Jordan Mason. Yeah, Jordan Mason's buried in these rankings. So yeah, I don't know. There was another running back that I really like, and I'll say is I like Bucky Irving probably more than Jordan Mason. But the way this team is set up with Zamir White, Moss, and Ford, I don't really need a day 3 running back that like can maybe produce early. I kind of just need a handcuff that is just like a clear start over the rest. So that's what I went with. Dude, I will say, like, if you're drafted on Sleeper, Mason is buried. Crazy, dude. Crazy. It's September 2nd, Sleeper. They're out here adding these freaking emojis when they should just have, like, just give us some accurate, like, I mean, I guess you guys can exploit them against your league mates and, like, that's very fun, but at the same time, like, holy shit, man. It's supposed to be the #1 app in the world. And I shouldn't be talking down on them into a microphone, but I do not care. They've hit me up in the past to potentially work. All right, so here's the other draft boards here. We got a Taysom Hill go off the board. Well, he's a tight end in this format, huh? That is very interesting. Here are the boards. Like, you're gonna have to like probably pause them to really see much. I don't want to be doing this while I'm about to have to be on the clock. My brother's team from the 12 spot. Honestly, kind of cooking. Last flex spot looking a little suspect. Probably wouldn't have done the detour on Richardson there. Probably would have doubled up receiver here, but attempting to land the plane. I think he's getting smoked out, having to rely on Dobbs and Curtis Samuel. Good Rashad Bateman pick. I was debating him myself. All right, 3 more bench spots. I get the super chat. There's just a lot going on right now. Like I said, I never miss super chats. I'm trying to show you guys the other drafts. I'm trying to keep everything involved here. 3 wide receiver. Damn, I was hoping for Purdy to come back. All right, that sucks. Is that a DeMarcus Robinson pick? Holy shit. All right, let me make this pick first. What's it going to be, Banks? It goes Tua. All right, thank God. I thought that I was going to get sniped on Goff there. We'll just go Goff. Everyone's going to take backup QBs. I'm not crazy about Goff, but we do have Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I think that's a fine enough tiebreaker between the rest of them here. Even as much as I like some of the other options, we'll go Goff. Yeah, 14th round Goff. I'm not going to complain about that. Taysom Hill. That's a good pick. If I didn't take Pitts early, I would have debated Taysom. There's only so many bench spots in this league. All right, so we got a super chat here. 2 picks left. Start 3 wide receiver and 1 flex. Full PPR. You give Pitts and Diggs for A.J. Brown and Ferguson. Your other wide receivers are DJ Moore, Rice, Reed, Brian Thomas Jr., and Shakir. I think you probably have to go A.J. Brown's side. I'm not a huge Ferguson fan, but I think that the gap between A.J. Brown and Diggs is bigger than Ferg and Pitts, as much as I hate to say it. So yeah, I don't think it's a deal you must accept. I'll tell you that. Like, it's not a deal you absolutely have to press accept on, but if I was to choose the side with the higher value, I would say AJ Brown's side. What are your thoughts on Magic the Gathering? Is that what time of the, is that what time it is right now? I never really played it or got into it growing up. But certainly could mess with some could certainly fuck around with some Yu-Gi-Oh cards in my day for sure. More of a Yu-Gi-Oh guy. Probably Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon. Was never massive into either of them though. Yeah, Ray Gill kind of put on a performance here. I'm not going to say here in Glaze or anything, but Bowers at tight end 1, Walker and Pollard as your running backs, Tyreek Hill, London, Neighbors, Diggs, Keenan Allen off the bench. Yeah, that's a nice 0 RB team. Every single time I go into these and I'm like, man, if there was ever a room to do 0 RB knowing you're going to get the running backs later, it would be these rooms. And then I just can't help myself early on. And I say, well, I think a lot of people in this room are probably going to do 0 RB. I don't want to just have the same team as them. It's always a struggle in these rooms with you guys, man. Always. But I don't know. I do feel good about this team. Like, usually I don't like my team at all. But I do think we at least drafted good players who project well at the end of the day. Henry, how many drafts are we up to now? And have you done any, I know you won cut line last year. You done any cut lines? I know apparently there's like overlay in the cut line, and I almost want to do it. I am curious, Henry. What I get from it is it's a best ball, and you don't have, there's a couple of waiver periods. And you don't have to truly worry about setting your lineup unless if you like actually made it to the playoffs and your team is good. I kind of like that idea. Because like it's tough for me to take on any more volume right now if I have to like set lineups and do waivers every week, but if it's like there's like 2 windows and I don't have to set lineups unless if the team is good and like in the playoffs, then you could kind of sell me. There goes Will Shipley. I think running back is pretty much dead here. You know what? Let's take Samaje Perine's hanging out there. I think that's a 1,000 IQ play by me personally. I don't know. We'll see how this team goes, man. I almost feel like I have too much at running back, but maybe I'm giving too much credit to Zamir White. Like, if Zamir White's as bad as I'm saying, then Jerome Ford and Zach Moss is good insurance for him. But it's like, I do wish in a league like this I had like one more solid wide receiver off the bench, but I think that we're probably fine. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown, Debo, T. Higgins, Deontay, and then Keon Coleman, McMillan off the bench. Maybe we get somebody off waivers is probably fine. Weeks 2, 6, and 10. First 10 weeks are best ball. That's interesting. That's interesting that you don't have to start setting lineups until you actually, like, unless if the team is good. Like, I like that. Like, the team has to qualify. Like, the team has to be good enough for you to care to set lineups. It's interesting. I might do a 3-pack. We'll see. Probably not. But there's a part of me who wants to give it a shot. I know that there's, like, overlay. I know that it's, like, the guy in the chat, Greg or whatever, keeps saying that it's, like, it's a nice plus EV because of the overlay, and just, like, in general, it's one of the better ones. We shall see. Got cut. Week 15 had to finish number 1 out of 110 just to get back in week 16. Holy shit. New subscriber from Vancouver, Canada. Hell yeah, dude. You panicked and took Ayuk over Debo, Cup, Neighbors, Moore, and DK. I have them all in the same tier, man. I wouldn't beat yourself up about that. Yeah, Zamir White, dude, the Javonte snipe fucking stings, dude. But that's what happens when I'm in these leagues with you guys, man. Just get my heart ripped out constantly. Yeah, there's a lot of people that went 0 RB. Like, you had Banks go 0 RB. You had Ray Gill go 0 RB. Shane kind of went 0 RB. But not really at the same time. All right, we'll make this last pick, and we'll kind of bounce around these draft rooms and see what you guys think. I will say, my bad. I usually do a better job of covering the other draft rooms. From the 7 spot, I just don't have any time at all between picks to really bounce around. Look, this is a pretty off-the-wall pick, but I'll literally cut him if he's nothing, fellas. I mean, this is how you know that this is like one of these tournaments or like a best ball draft. Look, if he sucks, I'll literally cut him. Last round, we're going Malik Washington. Stash wide receiver. Rookie wide receiver. Potentially out there on 3 wide receiver sets off the bat. I don't know. They wanted 175 leagues. I think we're around 100. Huh. Oh, so you're getting a bunch of cut lines this year. What's your overall volume looking like, Henry? At least on all your taxi squads? Yeah, Malik Washington's a nice little pickup. All right, we'll see what these teams look like in a second here, fellas. All right, let me get to these super chats in a second. You have the second pick in 10-team Happy PR. Who do I take? How many wide receivers in flex spots, Noah? Yeah, I know I don't have a backup tight end. With Kyle Pitts, I'm fine with it. I didn't really want to. You have to kind of be particular about how you construct these benches. Yeah, I agree. I do love these lives, but I mean, you guys are seeing, man. We're already getting the week 1. Who am I starting? And it's like I get it. It's what I signed up for, but it's this magical little pocket we get with these streams, man. Of right before the season starts, all we do is draft content. It's this pick. Who should I take here? Whatever. But yeah, once the season starts and it's just, this is my trade, this is the start sit, it's just not as fun. Don't have anything for you guys to watch during the season either. Like, everyone's, we're all watching this draft board. Once we get to the season, I mean, we'll definitely do like the Resurrected tournament on Underdog. That'll be like a 4-week stretch, and we'll probably do a couple streams here and there. But yeah. All right, so here's my final team. Honestly, not in love with this, but as always, I always get kind of, shoved in a locker in these rooms. Get forced to take Zamir White here. If I had known... It's actually tough because it's like if I had known that 8th round I would have been able to get Njoku Bowers, I probably wouldn't have taken him still. I probably would have tried to push him to the 9th here, so I don't think I would have gotten them anyways. I'm trying to think of like how I could have fit in another receiver. Could have gone like extreme 0 RB as well. Just the way that the running backs fell here. You get, Braylon Allen still in the 14th round. I think every single time, I really should have looked at the draft board from last year, because every single time I'm like, man, I should have just pushed it, because I had HN in the same tier. Oh, I had him in the same tier as London. I could have gone London here, had this start. And then figured out the rest later, but I'm fine with it. Because I don't know, I look at him like, man, these 3 running backs and then like a bunch of dart throws down here instead of like McMillan and Washington would have been a very much fine RB room. But, we get our hero in HN. We're not going to be able to have any, we're going to have a nice super highly high ceiling on a weekly basis from Devon HN, or Devon HN, my bad. But yeah, so here's the draft. Let's actually look at the other rooms here. This is number 4, finishing up now. Here's a draft board. Does anything stick out? I'm looking around. Wow, this guy pushed 0 RB. See, this is actually a sick team. Chase, Marv, Metcalf, McBride, Worthy, Odunze, Burrow to Chase, and then Ramondre in the 8th, which is just bonkers. Tyjae Spears, Benson, McLaughlin, Ray Davis, DeMarlo Douglas, Jalen McMillan. That's interesting. Estime, Shipley. What else is in here? Yeah, some people go very extreme 0 RB. Any high T drafters? Yeah, we got Gibbs, Barkley, Debo, Pacheco here. Badu on the end with a really nice balanced hero RB. JT, Puka, T. Higgins, Rice, Kittle, Reed, Javante. Man, wide receiver cliff came for you right here. You could have gone Watson to come back. That would have been sick. My bad, Noah. My bad. I know. I'll show a super chat and then I'll go elsewhere with my mind here. But in a 3 wide receiver 1 flex, I got to be honest with you. I would lean receiver. I would lean CeeDee Lamb or Tyreek Hill, but I literally have Brees and Bijan, like the 4 of those guys, all in the same tier personally. I don't think you can go wrong with any of them. And if you think it's a home league that's going to be more running back heavy, I'm all for taking a running back there and just scooping up, any of the values in like the 2-3 turn, the 4-5. Like you're going to probably have like 4 receivers in that stretch that you really like, but still, even a 3 wide receiver 1 flex, you might want to get ahead of that. So it kind of comes down to how you think your board's going to fall, how you feel about the receivers versus Brees. But I think all of it's defensible at 102. What team is yours? I didn't draft on this one. I drafted here. Not my favorite team of all time, but like Achane, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Debo, T. Higgins, Deontay Johnson as our last flex. Keon Coleman off the bench. Pitts at tight end. Zamir White at RB2. Moss Ford. Jaden Daniels. McMillan. Jordan Mason. Jared Goff. Samaje Perine. Malik Washington. I almost got there. Let me know. Who do you guys think? Who do you guys like the best out of these teams on the board? This is draft number 1, the one that we just did. Actually, we're not going to spend much time on this. You guys have been watching this the whole time. Here's number 2. My little brother's drafting here. I'm afraid that he's been put in a locker by this room. Wow. And now he's just spamming receivers. He knows he's in trouble. Goes Malachi Corley there. I like his team. Again, I think my biggest gripe is in a format like this where, Kyler went here, Burrow here, Dak here. I mean, obviously this is hindsight. Like, there's no way you could know. But if he, instead of Richardson, he just took any of these receivers that he liked, and then he paired that with a quarterback in 8, it could have been any of these 5, or no, really just any of these 4 he takes here. Or even like, dude, Caleb Williams at 11, Jalen Daniels at 12. I think that's the big mistake here is, if you're going to go double hero RB up top, I wouldn't push quarterback. I wouldn't also get, like, if you also get an elite tight end and also an elite quarterback, you're really pushing it at receiver in this room. But I guess, you're gonna flex Ramondre. You're trying to make up some ground here. I don't know. Look, I love my little brother, but you guys stuffed him in a locker. I think you'll be all right, though. Worthy in the flex with Ramondre in the flex. The starting lineup's really nice. You're now just hoping and praying that any of these guys emerge. We'll see. I told him good luck. I told him that it's a cutthroat room. On the other side... Oh, we got Rowan in here. What's up, my boy? We got Tyreek, Devontae, Debo Samuel for Michael Hatfull, James Cook, McBride, Calvin Ridley, Keon Coleman. Very similar team to mine. I like this team. Trying to spot some fun teams here. Seems like every McCaffrey team looks damn good. We got Josh Gordon in here. Trying to see what else we got. Anything else stick out to you guys? I don't know. Like, everybody wants me to review the teams, but I can't tell if you guys actually enjoy this. You guys know me. I'm bad at picking a team that I really like. Nico, Rice, Pickens, Kirk. It's really in these leagues, it's so wide receiver hungry that if you just simply have wide receivers through the flex plus 1, I feel good about your teams. Like Michael Hatfull. Outside of Michael Hatfull, I don't think anybody has... Like, I mean, technically Sutton counts, but to me, like, it's before the wide receiver cliff. I don't see anything else, really, in terms of having the amount of receivers that I would like before the cliff. What was the buy-in? $100 buy-in. Can I give this pick... Oh, damn. I just gave this to Jahan Dotson. You're saying Team 2 psychotic? Why? Yeah, the CMC. There's something about, and people keep on asking like third round reversal is so dumb. Why do it in NFC? It's like, dude, you look at like the way that the McCaffrey team, McCaffrey. I'm all over the place, fellas. But you look at these McCaffrey teams, man, and they get Ayuk, Waddle, you get JSN, Deontay Johnson. Like I'd personally almost always go pretty extreme hero in these. Pass on Walker and go a wide receiver, and you could just having 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 12, 701. That's like the perfect, like 701's the perfect cutoff that 8, 12 comes back and receivers probably dried up and you can just figure out what you're doing from there. You know, you had Tyjae Spears, Brian Robinson, all available. Coach Rash, I saw that you put this in a couple times. I'll sauce you for a second. 3 wide receiver, 1 flex. You got Kyler, Brian Robinson, Walker, Chase Brown, Nico Debo, Jefferson, Pittman through the flex, Kittle, Polk, and Addison. Yeah, I'd say dude. Brian Robinson, Walker. It's like this is like a very fun 0 RB team, man. Nico Debo, JJ Pittman, and then Polk and Addison off the bench. Yeah, dude, that's solid with Kittle and Kyler. Hell yeah, dude. Rookie wide receivers kept falling in your home league. 2 wide receiver, 2 flex. You got Marvin Harrison Jr., Nico, Ayuk, Rice, Neighbors, Odunze in the wide receiver room. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Two wide receiver, 2 flex. Marvin Harrison Jr., Nico, Ayuk, Rice through the flex. And then Neighbors, Odunze off the bench. Yeah. That'll do. That'll do. All right. So in terms of like anything else that sticks out here, of course, this is my brother. I think that he fought his hardest. All right, we'll move on to the next room here. Somebody wanted to see what Team 8 looked like. I don't think I don't take unstacked Stroud and I just go with a receiver here. But I do understand the dilemma. Everything else looks solid. Like I said, I think like for me to really like a team, it's just to have a spot in one of these leagues where you get enough receivers before the cliff happens. I know that that's not, like, obviously you can win without that, but it feels very cozy in such wide receiver hungry leagues like this. All right, this is number 3. This is league number 3. Maybe I'll zoom out a little bit so you guys can, yeah, there you go. All right, so now you can see Basement Invitational number 3. How did this room shake out? Anything weird? I will say it's very funny. The big dog went the latest in my room, and I passed on him in the 4th round. This guy goes 3 running backs out the gate. Hell yeah. 3 running backs up top. Metcalf, Odunze. Yeah, I think like obviously this is all in hindsight though. Like you can't draft a team and then like on the clock it's impossible to know how a draft board is going to fall. But I think if you're going to go 3 running backs up top, you just have to punt. Not even punt tight end and quarterback, but you just have to accept that you're not going to be strong there. And you go Metcalf, Odunze, and you pick like a Deontay Johnson here. Or really any of these receivers that you like. Because then from there you have 3 receivers you like, but now it's like in the flex. You got Derrick Henry and then one of these 2 options. Or I guess like 4 options. So that's the only thing I would have done differently. Because then you could have gone like Bowers. Like this could be, say, Chris Godwin and Bowers instead of Kittle and Hopkins. I mean, that's where my mind goes, but obviously I don't have the script in front of me. But I do love a high T start. In a room like this, I do respect it, where you know wide receivers are going to fly off the board early. So why not? But I think that the other side of that is just knowing that there's going to be running back values, you know, like a 609 mix-in. Let's see, does anything else stick out? This is a fun, just like pure 0 RB. I think Gus Daubert, I think he came in 2nd place last year. So extreme 0 RB, wide receivers through the flex +1, Kyler, Kelsey, elite onesies, pretty perfectly played. Kyler stacked to Marvin. Yeah, that's a nice team. What else sticks out? Wow, 908-80 Mitchell in this draft. These are sweaty. We got Brock in here. What's going on? What team are you, Evan O'Connor? Team 3 in this one. Team 3 is solid. Wow, 13th round Jaden Downs is very fun. Especially in a 4-point passing touchdown league. This one, yeah, I mean you'll be hard pressed to find somebody that has 5 receivers before the cliff. But it depends. It depends on where you categorize the cliff. This one went McCaffrey, Kyron, huh? I think I'd probably swap Kyron out for a receiver and then swap a running back out for JMO on this team, but that's just how I look. Yeah, shout out Gus. Nice team. Your team 4 clean dirt. This is a solid team too. Brees, Devontae, DJ Moore, Flowers. You got Lamar to Flowers, Mixon, Coleman, Ferg, Curtis Samuel. Oh, I like the Wicks pick. That's fun. 904 Wicks. That's just how you know how nasty these rooms are, man. Shout out the Randy Savage picture. Jay Stump. So team 10 in the first one looking good. Oh, that's a fun team for sure. Wow, he got 12th round Goddard to stack to Hurts. Oh no, this is a fun team, dude. Oh, this is actually a nasty one in the first pod. AJ Brown Waddle, AJ Brown to Hurts, James Cook, Zay Flowers, Godwin, Najee, Addison Wicks. Those are solid picks off the bench at wide receiver. You get Corum, you get Sharb. It's a 0 RB team, and your RBs are James Cook and Najee Harris. Like, that's perfect. I don't know if I would have gone 3 tight ends. I probably would have cut it off at Goddard and Freiermuth. Maybe even take Taysom Hill at some point. Probably would have hammered running backs from instead of Purdy, instead of Musgrave, but we're nitpicking 13th round picks. That's a really solid team. Team 5, room 4 wants a little sauce. Man, I think I go Christian Watson over Aaron Jones. It's my only gripe there. But I think that you're looking good. I mean, the rest of the team, Bijan, Olave, DJ Moore, Hurts, Pickens, Ridley. Even unstacked, Hurts at 408 is tough to pass on. I'll give you that. Pickens, Ridley, Aaron Jones, Ferg. Zamir White in the 9th. Wow, running backs went late in this one. Javonte still goes 7-12. But you had 806 DeAndre Swift. Dude, 905 Zamir White is... and I don't even like Zamir White, but 905 Zamir White is ridiculous. So good on you, man. Polk, Leggett. Anything else look crazy here? Oh, this is a fun team, Bexy. Did I already look at this team or no? I think I did. Burrow to Chase. Yeah. Maybe I didn't look at this team, but there's a very similar team in another room. Who am I thinking of right now? It's like a Kyler. There's like a Kyler 0 RB. Oh yeah, this team. It's like the same team. But Jamar Chase, Marv, Metcalf, McBride, Worthy, Odunze, Burrow, stacked to Chase, Ramondre RB1, Spears, Benson, McLaughlin, Ray Davis, DeMario Douglas, Jalen McMillan, Audric Esme, Will Shipley. That's a fun 0 RB. Definitely pushed the limits there. I got to respect it. Nice hero RB team. Anything else stick out to you guys? You were team 12 in room 4, so this guy. Yeah, I would say yeah, the rooms are sharp. You said team 12 should have waited longer for my second running back, but I like my team. Yeah, it's hard to hold out. I will say though, I don't think you should have, to be honest. I'm looking at it now. The way the room fell from 12, it just is what it is. If Christian Watson was there, I would have said, go Christian Watson here, but I think you played the room just fine with Javonte there. Anything else stick out here? I will say, if anybody is in the chat that drafted in these, let me know, and I'll kind of take a look at your team. Team 5, room 2. And I'll be honest, man, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. No, this is a fun team. I think round 3 Pacheco's defensible. T. Higgins, you got Burrow to T. Wow, Burrow in the 8th is really nice, especially on Sleeper where he gets pushed up so far. This is a fun team. Like I said, I think my only gripe is I would have gone receiver over Swift, knowing that you could just get B-Rob here and whatever. But I think that you honestly saved it. 10th round Wicks in this room is actually really sick. Wow, this draft is still going on. All right, I got to chill. Ninth pick in my draft. So you're Mr. Moneybags, BK. 204 Saquon, 309 Jacobs, Kelsey. Yeah, it's just tough when you go like you know that the running back values are gonna be crazy. I imagine you saw fourth round Henry and you're like shit. That's why it's tough to give in early, which is why I like slightly regret the Achane pick because I'm like, man, you know, you can kind of play chicken in these rooms and just hold out and then take one last second, you know. Like, I could have held out on Achane, and then I would have had opportunities for fourth round Derrick Henry, would have had opportunities for 606 Joe Mixon, and then, of course, all the way at the end here, you get Zamir White. So it is knowing your room, knowing that you're going to have opportunities at running back later. Hold on, I'm texting. Don't laugh, but I just texted my mother to start my spaghetti and meatballs, so. You said Team 5 in our room was kind of wilding out. Press High Life. Oh, yeah, I did. I saw that while we were drafting. He is just going full on. Screw your wide receivers. He goes Jefferson, Etienne, Josh Allen, Rashad White in the 4th, then Kittle, then Joe Mixon in the 6th, then Ladd McConkey. And then this is what happens when you get greedy and you only take one wide receiver through 6 rounds in this room. I mean, very easily, there's been running back heavy teams that have won this tournament. So again, when I'm looking at these teams, I'm just looking at like in terms of like how I would draft. I'm not saying that this team is dead or doesn't have any chance. Obviously, every team that gets drafted has a chance. But that's rough. Where you're now relying on a flex spot where Mixon will be in one of your flexes, then your second flex is one of like Dobbs, Warren, Leggett, Chubb, Thielen. It doesn't feel great, I don't know. It's tough to go this running back heavy early and then also take the elite quarterback and then also take the elite tight end. It's just a lot. We got Team 11, Room 4. G-Dub, Achane at the 202. I love the Achane at 202. Hell yeah. Josh Allen, Tank Dell. But I will say, like, I'm sitting here, like, slightly regretting, oh, man, maybe I don't take Achane in round 2. But we've kind of talked about just, like, the entire, like, thesis of this year is that if you're going to take a detour away from wide receiver, it should be in round 2. And, like, I don't mean this to pump up my picks or anything, but, like, I love Nico, but we've gotten Nico in, like, the 3rd and 4th round of high stakes. I like London, but, like, is there that much difference between, like, Marv, Collins, London, Olave, and, like, this next group of, Debo, Metcalf, Ayuk, DJ Moore, Evans, Neighbors? To me, not really. So it's like, if you're going to take a detour from receiver, you might as well do it in round 2 where it's super flat at wide receiver. That's just where my head goes. So there's Achane, Josh Allen, Dell, McLaurin. I probably would have held off on the Allen pick and just hammered a receiver there. Yeah, I guess it's tough to say. I don't know if Daniels or Caleb would have made it back to in a round that you would have been happy with, but that's my only gripe. But you're going to have an elite option at quarterback every week. Dell, McLaurin, Watson. Wicks at 9.11 is actually a sweet price. Evan Ingram late. This is actually a fun team, dude. James Conner's like a really nice RB2 in a hero RB build. Got some nice options down here. Jermaine Burton, Lawrence, Mooney. I think that's a nice team. Not my favorite of all time. All right, now everyone just wants a review of their team. I'll do this for we'll go for 5 to 10 more minutes. Sorry, actually, this is what we'll do. We'll go until I've told my mom to prepare some pasta for me. All right, so everybody wants their team reviewed. I'm fine with it though. I don't really care. So what is this? This is Team 1, Room 3. So this is you. So we go Brees, Olave, Evans, McBride, Pittman. Pittman 503. I shit on Pittman all the time, but Pittman 503 is absolutely fine. You get the Murray to McBride thing. That's fun. Like I said, I think the only gripe I have, and I think that you probably felt the same, and it's tough. Like I said, like there's decision points at every draft, and it's why fantasy football is so fun. where you just, you don't know how things are going to fall in a given draft. But like here, if I could personally have a pick back, I probably go, instead of DeAndre Swift, I go one of, and honestly, I was holding my breath, hoping that, I was holding my breath here, hoping for Keon Coleman, Lad McConkey, or Keenan Allen to make it back to me, because if they didn't, I would have felt pretty bad. But yeah, I would have gone with one of them here, and then you come back around, you have options at, I don't know, I guess it depends on how you feel about Swift versus these other options, but to me, I have them in similar tiers as like B-Rob, Tyjae Spears, Brooks, Warren, Singletary, Moss. That's where my head goes, but I still do think Jameson Williams is like fine, someone that you can definitely put in the flex when you need to. I do just wonder, I mean, in like week 1, who are we throwing in the flex? I guess Jameson Williams off the bat in the flex. That's where it sort of stings a little bit for me. But team's certainly not dead. We got room 3, team 3. Oh, this is a fun one. You got 410 Walker, Andrews, Keenan Allen. Yeah, I think it's just going to become me just spamming like, yeah, 7th round RB2 is nice, but you probably should have taken wide receiver round 7 and then running back round 8. Because this could have been, Christian Watson, and then this could have been Raheem Mostert or Tony Pollard. So that's where my head goes, but I still think it's a fine team regardless. Like you're through the flex, Walker and Montgomery are sick in terms of your RB1 and RB2. These 3 receivers, like you at least have a really nice starting lineup in week 1. Jaden Daniels is nice. Andrews is nice. It's a solid team. I will say, I don't mean to keep saying the same thing. I just keep on saying, nice team. Aqua, lobby 4, round 1. 301 Jacobs just isn't a pick that I would ever make. But, I mean, you get wide receivers through the flex here. Brooks is like a nice, fun backup option. It's actually very nice here at 8-12. J-Mo, too. This is a good team, man. Good team. Taysom and Goddard off the bench is like fine options. I like that squad. It's tough. All of the 101s look sick. Team 1 in your room, I think I already touched on it, but yeah, that's a sick team. Yeah, this team is beautiful, Driz. I mean, you get Caleb at QB1 with Lawrence off the bench. You get wide receivers through the flex +1 with McCaffrey and an elite tight end. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the best ones that I've seen. Team 7 room 2, we got Trey Cobb in here. OG of the channel, Trey Cobb. London, Jefferson, Derrick Henry off the board, Lamar, Joe Mixon. I think Mixon's probably the one that I would want back here. But I think that's just a difference of philosophy, to be honest, because it's not like the running back options elsewhere weren't that sick, to be honest. Let's see, Derrick Henry, Mixon, Jaden Reed, Ingram. Yeah, I would just feel a little bit queasy because like Hollywood Brown, he's not going to play week 1. And obviously, we're not drafting for our week 1 lineups, but you do have to sort of think through. It's a deeper league. What's your lineup going to look like all year? So what we're rocking Singletary. Dude, Singletary in the 10th round is actually pretty damn nice. I'd say it's a solid team. You get Malik Washington 15th round. Hell yeah, I took him in the last round as well. So I'd say yeah, this is fun where it's like you kind of looked at it as like a double hero, but you took him in the 3rd and 5th round, which I think is it's a fun like kind of modified build or modified take on the build. What else we got in here? Yeah, same here, man. I had the same deal in my draft, dude, where I had to take Zamir White at 806. I get sniped on Javonte here at 805. Stung real bad. Was praying for Javonte here, but in a 0 RB build, you had to jump on that. I don't follow like Banks. You had to jump on that. He knew that. But that was the give and take. It was take one more wide receiver and Keon Coleman, who I view as like pretty much the final receiver before the cliff, but you can also talk me into, if you wanted to talk me into, you could say J-Mo, Addison, Sutton, Hopkins, and then like Hollywood Brown is like the fringe 5 on the cliff. So it was the decision point at 7 was really tough. It was Coleman, and it was also Burrow, knowing that Burrow would stack to Higgins, and that I knew Banks had Chase, and he was going to go Burrow anyways, or going running back and having my choice of any of these guys. We ended up going Coleman. I'm fine about it. We just needed Javonte to come back. Banks makes a great pick. I don't think Javonte made it out of the 7th round in any of these drafts, honestly. Team 3, room 4, always drenched. Team 3, room 4. My bad, I did room 3. What is this? Team 3, room 4. All right. Rashad White at 410. See, I'm just not a big Rashad White guy, especially, man, over Diggs, that's really tough for me. But I think he did manage all right, man. Hollywood Brown off the bench with Keenan Allen, Coleman, Evans, Lamb, Kincaid. You get Dak to CD. Yeah, I mean, that's a solid team. If you're going to take 210 Kyron and 410 Rashad White, this is how it should honestly look. Broke up with my girlfriend this weekend. Got any advice? Man, I got nothing for you, man. Just draft fantasy football teams, bury your head. Look, I think that I'll say this on a real note. I don't know if you actually got broken up with, but if anybody's going through a tough time, man, we have so much football to look forward to. Just think, man, dude, these primetime games, just think about these primetime games we're about to have, dude. Thursday, we get Ravens-Chiefs. Then Friday, we get Packers-Eagles. Then Sunday, you get Red Zone all day, capped off by Goff versus Stafford rematch, Lions versus the Rams. And then primetime on Monday night, you get Aaron Rodgers going back to his hometown, not his hometown, but like his home being California versus San Francisco. Get to finally see what he looks like in a Jets uniform. On top of that, I didn't even mention any of the college football games. You got so much football ahead of you, man. Just become a football guy. Watch the channel. Follow the waiver wire stuff. Yeah, no IR spot. Room 1, Team 2. Room 1, Team 2. Let's see. CeeDee Lamb, Kyron Williams, Cooper Kupp, Mahomes, Worthy. Wow, 502 Worthy, huh? Put your nuts on the table then, buddy. Huh. James Conner, 6'11". I think you're fine with that, Kirk. Brian Robinson. I am curious. Knowing that you got Brian Robinson at 8'11", would you have still gone Conner here? I think that's the only one where it's like, man, I think instead of Kyron or Conner, I would have gone wide receiver. But that's just my preference. I honestly think you kind of crushed this. For taking 2 running back detours and a quarterback detour, Lamb, Kupp, Worthy, Kirk is like very fine in terms of a wide receiver room. B-Rob off the bench. You could flex, him and Worthy are flex options right out the gate for you. And Njoku in the 9th round is pretty sick. Yeah, that's a nice team. Room 3, Team 7. This is funny. I feel like everybody that just drafted is probably just going to keep saying this, but I'm fine to do it. Like I said, I'm waiting on meatballs and pasta anyways. We got Jefferson, Barkley. So yeah, I'm trying not to rate these teams from a perspective of like, I'm obviously never taking Barkley 206, but I'm really just looking forward to you structure it the correct way after that. I probably don't go Josh Allen after the Saquon pick. I probably go receiver. Teagan's, Pickens. Then we go Aaron Jones, Zamir White. Yeah, I probably would have wanted a wide receiver over Allen and then go into the rest of your hero RB build, but I think you ended up doing all right. Bunch of RB dart throws. Can always flex running backs, of course. Jefferson, T, Pickens, Pitts. 606 picks, Matt. Pitts. I took Pitts. Okay, I was going to say, like, I felt bad about my Pitts pick. But, all right, he went 5th round everywhere besides that league. I felt bad for a second. I was like, man, did I reach on Pitts? But I don't know. The reason that I took Pitts as high as I did, 507, is because Kittle already went. Wide receivers kind of got flat. I don't know. You definitely could have talked me into. This is where it's tough. Like, you could have talked me into going. Like, we could have gone really extreme here. Instead of Pitts, we could have gone, like, Zay Flowers, and then we come back. And then we're looking at Deontay Johnson. Instead of Deontay Johnson, we could have gone, like, Mixon, and then Coleman. And instead of Zamir White, we go Njoku or Bowers, but I don't know. It's kind of a conviction play on Pitts, and especially in these leagues when I'm drafting with you guys, I'm fine just having a team of kind of, they're not all my guys, right? Like, Zamir White's not a guy that I'm drafting ever, but Achane, Pitts are pretty fun to build around in a league with you guys. You meant Room 3, Team 1? What the hell, dude? So I reviewed a random team there. It's Pug, McCaffrey, Kyron, Debo, Cooper. Yeah, this team is fun. I probably wouldn't have gone Kyron there, but I think it's fine. Like, you're going to have sick running back options every week. Through the flex, you're looking good. J-Mo off the bench. Like, yeah, this is a sick team. And then Pollard at 901 is pretty crazy. Yeah. I'd say this team is a nice W. I think the only gripe I would have is instead of Purdy, I would have gone, even though you get the stack with Debo, I still just have Caleb and Jaden Daniels in a higher tier than him. And it seems you passed on him twice here, huh? I think I would have gone Purdy and Daniels like just back to back here, but I think he'll be fine. Room 3, Team 7. Okay, I already read that, I think. Room 3, Team 7, yeah. Alright, don't double send them, because I'm just going to keep doing the same shit. All your drafts done for the year? No, not even close, man. Probably going to do another high-stakes draft tomorrow night. Have my home league draft Wednesday. And then have 3 more high-stakes drafts on Saturday. And am debating even adding one on, like, Friday or Thursday. We'll see. We'll see. I literally said before the season, I was like, I only want to do 12 to 15. And now we're rounding into a shape of, like, 20 total teams. But I'm fine with that. I always say it, like, this is my job at the end of the day. I get to block out, you know, work hour time to make sure I'm on top of waivers and everything like that. So it's all good. I'm very, you know, it's not like I'm juggling like this, you know what I mean? Like if somebody had like a real job and like kids at home and all of that, like I would not recommend managing 20 plus teams, but 23-year-old that does this anyways, it's not a huge deal. Is there going to be some late nights during the season on like a Tuesday night when I'm getting in last minute waiver wires? Sure, but I do this shit for the love of the game, bro. Football is the best medicine, man. Room 1, Team 11. You said Room 1, Team 6. Oh, we got Baki in here. Baki usually does well in these, man. He goes Bijan. He takes the slide on Derrick Henry into 407. Nico, Rice, Pickens, Watson, Ferg. Yeah, this is a really good team. This is a really good team. Felt slightly dumb when he just snap picked Derrick Henry after I passed on him, but 406 T. Higgins was tough to pass on. I will say, where did T go elsewhere? T goes 408 here. T goes 406 here. And I think T goes 312 here, yeah. So people in the chat were like, yeah, T. Higgins will make it back to you. No, sir. But knowing what I know now that, say Flowers made it here, it's like, could have gone Derrick Henry, but I don't know. Then you just get yourself in a spot where, like a lot of these teams, and I don't fault them, we would just have to like start relying on, instead of Zamir White here, we have to start relying on DeAndre Hopkins and Romeo Doubs, and I don't know. If someone took Achane super early, we could have just gone Drake London, and then from there, because I think I might have gotten the latest Achane, 204. Achane goes 202 here, and then he goes 202 here. Wow, somebody took James Cook 207. Let's take a look at this team. 207 James Cook, huh? I gotta be honest, when I see teams like this, I'm like, how did you make your way to my Patreon? But this is fun. If James Cook is that guy, man, if you want to put your nuts on the table, then put your nuts on the table. Kelsey in the third, Pittman. See, this is where I think we get into trouble here. We're relying, I mean, we not only go 207 James Cook, we go 5th round Mixon, we also get the elite tight end, we get the elite tight end and the elite quarterback. It's tough. It's in leagues like this where everyone drafts efficiently. I think that the takeaway here for you guys, it's tough because in like home leagues, people aren't going to draft efficiently, and you can kind of just take whoever you want. But in these leagues where it's like all of my subscribers, it just comes down to like you can't have it all. Like if you're going to get the 2 running backs up top, and then you also get an elite tight end, then you also get an elite quarterback, you're gonna have a really weak flex. So yeah, I don't love this team, but I respect the conviction, man. I do respect the conviction on a 207 James Cook. I have to tip my hat to that. And who knows, man? This could be a good team down the stretch. 80 Mitchell's fun. No, it's insane. I was ripping Sleeper earlier. I was just like, dude, like the Elijah Mitchell stuff happened last week. The fact that Jordan Mason is ranked at like 1,003 is crazy. Where did I miss you, Robert? Let me know. Can I find you up here? No. Get meaner. Home League draft video, no, but there's a very good chance that on Wednesday I do a stream of the Home League draft with some of my buddies as well. So it won't be, it won't be a video like a vlog, but I think I'm curious what you guys think about that. I'm potentially going to do a live stream with the homies, just like either most likely here, where they all just sit behind me. Maybe some of them. I mean, I have like a garage too. We're not gonna fit 10 dudes behind me, but it would be funny to kind of have my buddies scattered throughout the basement and the garage, and just like sort of one by one. They make a pick. If they want to say something, they can come on the camera and say what's up. Sit behind me, get some drinks going, hang out, and just kind of have you guys in the atmosphere with us. But of course, that makes me liable for anything that they say, which is a bit of an issue. And then also there is a space issue. I don't know how many people are going to have to be down here, so we'll see. We'll see. If I was going to film the home league draft, it would be in that sort of setup where we would do it on a sleeper. I would show the draft board here, as everyone's making picks. I'd have my face cam, and then people behind me can come up, say their piece, whatever. This is sleeper. You're saying room 4. No, I feel you, Runes. Like, my home league is going to be the same way. Like, I was just talking about, like, having the buddies down here and stuff. Half of them, like, literally subscribe to the Patreon and like, get my rankings. And then, like, it's really not much easier than these drafts. Like, it's certainly slightly easier. It's certainly slightly easier. There's going to be some, like, crazy ADP fallers, but, the wide receiver cliff is going to come, even in those leagues, in my home league at least. So what am I doing here? I saw, man, I lost who I was on before. I'm very sorry about that. I want to say this is it. I want to say it's room 4 teammate. I could be wrong though. I think my pasta's ready. All right, I'll review 3 more. I'll review this one and 2 more. So we'll go through 3 more, and then I'm gonna go upstairs and eat my dinner. AJ Brown, Nico Collins, Ayuk, Laporta, Kamara at RB1. Richardson, Sutton, Mostert, Pollard, Rashid Shaheed, Shuba Hubbard, Wandale Robinson, Bucky, Samaje Perine. So I respect the balls to go 0 RB. I think my only gripe here is I think I wouldn't have folded to Kamara 5th round. Like, when I think through 0 RB builds, especially in rooms like these where you know that running back value will fall, was definitely put in a rough spot where Montgomery didn't get back to you in the 7th, but it's kind of a game of chicken. And it's kind of like I'm trying to think of the proper. It's a game of chicken, and I need something that moves me to move off of a non-running back. And Kamara in the 5th round isn't that for me. If this was like, and I'm just using this as an example. Let's say Kenneth Walker makes it to 508. Okay, take Kenneth Walker there, but Kamara wouldn't move me. Richardson is fine to get the elite quarterback in a 0 RB build. I can't really fault you for that. So yeah, I just would have gone wide receiver over Kamara. Because it's tough. Like, when we talk about making these 0 RB teams, you need to have wide receivers through the flex. You need to be like super strong at receiver and flex, and it's like, it's just not that. It's kind of the issue. I don't know. Again, I don't know if you guys, how mean you guys want me to be. But it's in a room where you're going to be shut out of flex and wide receiver options very early. But I think in a 0 RB team like this, I wouldn't take 3 detours rounds 4 through 6 where we know wide receivers are pretty good picks there. That'd be my only gripe. So I was supposed to get Robert here too. Team 6, room 2. All right, and then we'll do 1 more after this. So room 2, team 6, you got Bijan. 306 Jacobs. You guys know I'm not the biggest fan of that pick. Wow, 706 Christian Kirk, huh? And I'm not even a big Christian Kirk guy, but he seemed to fall in these rooms. And I do like those prices. 807 Kyler. I'm actually fine with that. Unstacked. No receivers were good here. You already had 2 running backs up top. I think this is well structured, man. This is well structured. You got 2 running backs up top. Wide receivers through the flex, Jacobs. I probably throw a couple more high-end wide receiver dart throws than Chase Brown and McLaughlin here. Like, I probably go Wicks here instead of McLaughlin. And then what comes back here? Yeah, I think my only gripe is Wicks over McLaughlin. And then, yeah, if Polk made it back to, I'd say Polk here. But I think that you're probably fine with Gus. But it's just like Gus is a play where he's like, he's going to get solid projections probably early in the year. And you already have that in Jacobs and Bijan. So So I think I would have just prioritized like 1 or 2 receivers here, but I think that you probably did well, you know, or elite quarterback, elite tight end, wide receivers through the flex, and then still got 2 running backs up top. I think you did well. Yeah, last year's video was super fun. It just couldn't happen this year. Just things didn't fall in place. I will say I've already kind of promised the boys like I'm gonna do everything in my power next year to have like a really cool vlog and experience for next year's draft. All right, fellas. I was gonna say I was gonna do 3 more, but I don't think that there's a third one waiting for me out here. All right, last call for somebody to get their team reviewed. Last call. Room 321. I could have sworn I got to you, Pug. I'm telling you, I got to you, man. I got to you here. All right, I don't think I've done this one. AJ Brown, Puka, you go Hurts to Brown. Kamara in the 4th is tough for me. Brian Thomas. Yeah, I think Kamara at the 403 is just where I wouldn't have done that personally. I do understand the appeal. Then we got Brian Thomas, Jameson Williams, Pollard, Corum, Palmer. Like this is just another. It's tough. I think it's gonna be another team where it's like you try to go 0 RB and then you pull out of it too quick for 403 Kamara, and then like your flex isn't as strong as you need it to be for a build like this, where you're flexing, you know, Brian Thomas, JMO, week 1. So yeah, I have a tough time. It's tough. I know these rooms like kind of tempt you to go 0 RB, but you got to just kind of commit to it a little more. That'd be my only points. But again, I will say I'm saucing these teams. I'm going to go enjoy my pasta and meatballs. I do appreciate when that came out. I appreciate when that subscribed to the Patreon as well. I love doing, like, these are some of my favorite drafts to do every year. I think it's a really fun tournament as well, where it's 4 12-team leagues. It is the playoff teams from every single one, so that's 24 teams advance to the tournament. You play your own league tournament, like just week by week, head to head, and you try to make it to the finals there. But even if you get eliminated, you're still going to set your best lineup because it's going to be weeks 1 through 14 average, weeks 15, week 16, week 17 points all together, and the highest score gets like 1,000, second highest score gets 700. So you can theoretically win your league for like $250 up top, and then win the overall prize for $1,000 on a $100 entry. And then on top of that, you could lose in the first round of your league playoffs, and then still win the overall league tournament and win $1,000. So it's a really, really cool league, tournament, whatever. But regardless, I appreciate you guys coming out here watching. I will say, looking at me right, dude, I need to get to a barber ASAP. We are looking unkempt right now. It's August. You guys know I have not had time for a haircut, but we need one very soon. I'm gonna have to get one like Thursday or something because this is getting a bit ridiculous. I look borderline homeless at this point. But appreciate you guys watching, and I will see y'all in the next one.